So our temporary solution to the kickstand is I put a self-tapping screw in the bottom of it, put a VW double cab gate door stopper on it. Had to cut it down a little bit. And that's our temporary solution. And then I added this reflector that's not so reflective anymore. This is out of my grandmother's stash, hoard, I guess. I thought it kind of brought in the orange from down here. It's kind of a cool shape, even though it doesn't reflect much anymore, just for looks more than anything. So I think we're going to call it a night. Super fun to ride. Anxious to get it all painted up and really finished, but it's good to know that it will hold my weight and that it actually rides really smooth. A lot of fun. So we're coming in the home stretch of the construction and headed for the fun stuff. Putting all the purdies on there. Catch you next time. So we got to get a break on this bike before I do too much more welding and grinding and making it pretty. Thought I'd go ahead and get that braking mechanism figured out. I also thought instead of my little rubber stopper, I could bend up one of these spoons and make the spoon touch the end and just kind of, I don't know, maybe put a couple screws in that. It'll kick back. Be kind of look like that. As far as the spoon brake is concerned, I want it to actually be a spoon. So this will get where the heart shape is on this candle holder, I guess that hung on the wall, will be the pivot point for the brake mechanism. And I'll have to bend this whole rod kind of in the shape, follow the shape of this, the line of this bar, and use the reflector as the pivot point, which I think will be kind of nice. So it'll pivot back here, so when you pull the brake lever up, you'll change this distance, and pulling it up will push down on the rod. That will then push a spoon brake. I'm thinking about using this for my spoon brake and welding a tab to the top of this. I shop with a magnet, so when I go to the Goodwill and places like that, I take a magnet with me so that I can make sure when I'm buying I can weld. And that'll basically go in about right there. And so when you apply the brake down, it'll push this spoon against the tire like that. And I will heat and bend this tip up, and then heat and bend here so it'll be notched basically around that tire. And then I'll cut, get that in there, sort of, kind of. I will cut a slit or a pocket into this fender like that, so that you will actually see that spoon hovering above the tire. At least that's my plan. I may have to kind of gusset the fender down at that point, since I'll be weakening it a little bit. But it's just going to be holding out this little piece here. I think it'll be okay. The strength of the fender is down on the stanchions down below, and there's actually a screw through right there. So I think it'll be all right. That's my plan. That's what I'm going to try and get done this evening. And I don't know if it'll happen or not, but I'm kind of liking the idea of having this come down and be the kickstand. I don't know, maybe just replace that all together and just put that spoon up in this pivot point. If it's strong, it's pretty tough metal. I mean, I'm putting quite a bit of pressure on it. It's not bending. It doesn't have to hold much weight. I mean, the bike doesn't weigh that much. But I'm liking that kicked back. And then I can always just, I don't know, it's pretty cool. I'm liking that. Incorporate that somehow into the bike build. So, and then I think I'm going to adjust this a little bit so I can get a little more gap up here. It's not rubbing, it's not hitting, but I don't like the fact that this gap is bigger than this gap here. And obviously it's chooched out a little bit, and it looks like, I haven't measured it, looks like, let's just see. This one stanchion may be a little longer. Yeah, maybe not. Yeah, they're about the same. This one may be bumped out a little bit more. From the bolt, they're both measuring the same distance. So, I guess it's just an optical illusion because this one's rusted and this one's not, but these are kind of bent up too, so that could be part of it. But yeah, I'd like to get this gap kind of evenly spaced over the rear fender, so it looks a little bit better. So let me get going on that, and I'll turn you back on when we make progress. Alright, so heat and bent, and heat and bent, heat and bent, until I got that, which I think is pretty close. So I need to go cut basically the hilt, the candlestick holder. Looks like the hilt of a sword. You want to touch that? It's really hot. Cut that off, and then I think I'm just going to heat and bend a little curly cue here on the end to go on the end of the handlebar. So that is kind of where we're at with that. I found this little, I have no idea what it is, but it has a hole in the end and it's threaded, and although it's not threaded very much, it's been cut off. I might be able to weld something to that, but that would allow some adjustability if I applied that somewhere around in here so that we could adjust for a different tire size or something like that. If we needed to adjust the brake, I need to make some adjustability on it. I could also, on this piece here, I could drill a hole below or above where that one is, and we could get by with that as well. So that's kind of where we're at. Let me go cut the candle holder off of my brake lever candlestick and curl the curly cue, and then we'll build the next piece.
So I apologize for the voice in advance. I have had a couple of requests by the Bloomington Community Bike Project, by a couple of the gals there, to make them some bottle openers out of forks using purple and green. That one I've already commandeered, it looks like. Let's see if this one's still together here. Rearrange things around. So I thought I'd turn the camera on even though I'm not talking the best. So there's a purple one. Check. And this one's kind of a teal color. We're going to cut it off. Let's see if I have a green one. Jean, you may be out of luck, girlfriend. I thought I grabbed a couple of green ones the last time I was there. Well, that's not good. All those up there are used. I can make the purple ones. So I did get a request for specifically for green and purple, unless someone sees where I've stashed the rest of the stash. I dared to see them. This one's green or gray. That's kind of gray. I may not be able to get that done tonight. Well, I guess I can go ahead and cut that purple one up and see where we get from that. I did add inner tube to this, and I'm going to wrap it and punch it and lace it. It's pretty tight on there right now, so we'll see how that works out for a hand grip. But I'm going to put another layer over it that's laced, and I want to leave the markings of the fact that it's an inner tube exposed. So those will go on like that with the lacing sticking out to the side, I think. So I may have to put this one, I don't know, we'll see. I guess I'm going to have to try and find a green bicycle fork since I don't have one up there. Let me turn the camera back on. So my voice is bad. I apologize for that. But I was going to maybe go out and try and find something to fit on this brake lever I've kind of designed here. And I was thinking about maybe using a push rod. Slot it and slip it up over this and then drill a hole through it and put a pin through it. I don't know how hard that's going to be. And I don't even know if I have one, but we'll go out here, see if we can find something in the old Raggedy bus, or actually maybe Raggedy. The Land Rover might be a better option. See if we can find something in it that maybe might. Oh, it's a tight squeeze. I don't think I can get through there. I'm gonna have to get to that other side. We'll just walk all the way around. So basically just need a solid piece of a metal rod that I can weld to something. Getting a little funktastic. Let's see. Not really anything in there I can use. And I may have to go back to the driver's door. Here we go. This looks promising. There we go. Push rod. I don't know if that'll work or not, but we'll take that. See if there's anything else in here we might want. Some kind of bracket or something to use on that one. So I have two chances to get it right. I'm gonna mess up. Probably write down the number on that though. What's that say? MPR 317. Probably should replace those anyway. They're pretty rusted. All right, and then in the back of this guy, there should be a box of. There's some heads. What other junk we got in here? Wonder if there's any lifter assemblies in here. Let me turn the camera off and I'll turn it right back on.